Hey guys, it's Jess with Solbee Home. This week I redid a jewelry armoire, and here's the process for that. Started with a good cleaning. For the velvet, I like to use hot water and dish soap and a toothbrush. Definitely not to be confused with your regular toothbrush. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a primer coat on it, and this is a primer that I have tinted. It's a Kills primer. It's turned out gray. I basically ask them to put as much black as they can into it, and I like to use this as a base color. Once the primer layer has had time to dry, I'm going to go ahead and put my first coat of color on there in the color Peachy Keen by Country Chic. I like to use a little angled brush for the areas where I kind of basically am cutting in, and then the oval brush for larger areas where I want to get quicker coverage. Once that first coat is dry, I'm going to go ahead and put my second coat on, and I'm going to go ahead and do my blend while that paint is still wet, so I'm working in small sections. I'm going to take a smaller brush and basically just stipple on the color crinoline, and this is a brush that is only being dipped into the crinoline. Now I am taking another brush that's just going to be used to stipple the two colors together. I like to blend this way. I think it's a little bit of a cloudy effect, which is going to look awesome under the transfers that I'm going to use. Now that my paint is dry, I'm going to go ahead and open up my transfer. This one is Vintage Dream. I like to lay them all out so I can see what pieces I want to cut and use. These transfers are by Redesign with Prima. They usually do come with a little stick. I have the special tool that you can use. Makes it a little bit easier. I like these transfers a lot. They give it a really unique look. You can use them in so many different ways and different alignments, and they really give it just the extra character that a piece needs. And yes, you can sit here and hand paint those, but it's going to take a really long time to achieve that depth that these transfers have. On a side note, I'm in North Carolina and our roses are in full bloom right now. I'm spending way too much time just taking random pictures of them. They are one of my favorite flowers. I just keep collecting different varieties. I don't think I'll ever stop. So now I'm going to take a fine sandpaper, which you can use a heavier grit if you would like. It depends on the look that you're going for. A light sanding really softens the edges up and makes it look like it's supposed to be there. And now all I'm doing is just giving it a quick wipe down with a microfiber cloth to get it ready for clear coat. You do need to seal these transfers, and don't shake your jar of clear coat. You need to stir it, that way you don't get air bubbles. And this brush, this synthetic, I think it's nylon, it works best for clear coat, or you can use a sponge. I've just found that if you're not careful, the edges can kind of drip. You really need to watch them, and it's a little easier to control with the brush, especially if you're working with a piece like this that has a lot of drawers and crevices. And now I'm just taking my hardware. There's Colt. He's always sleeping while I'm painting. And I'm taking this iridescent green wax and just rubbing it over the hardware. And yes, I store my extra hardware in a teacup. That's just, I don't know when I started that, but it's something I've always done. I'm going to leave these out for 24 hours before I put them back on the piece. And then I like to just kind of buff off the excess if there is any excess, because I am putting it on kind of heavy. I don't really worry about that till it's had time to dry for at least 24 hours. Here she is. Such a cute transformation. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Have an awesome weekend.